Hi, and welcome to Mechanical Keyboards. Off to a fantastic start. Starts. It's going to be one of those days, folks. It's going to be one of those days. I actually need to clean my glasses, and I thought I would do that right in front of y'all. Welcome to Mechanical Keyboards Live. I'm your host, skiwithpete, as my hat should tell you. Today we have a very exciting show because for those of you who are paying attention over the last couple days, you will know that OneUp Keyboards has just released this very special product. This is the OneUp Keyboards. Oh, that wasn't the one I wanted. Action Cam is what I want. This is the OneUp Keyboards HSE, or Hot Swap Edition. You're looking at the back of the board here, but what you can see, not only are there RGBs, that's those white things, there are also these black things, and those black things mean that you can push your switch into place without the need to solder. So I'm just going to cut over to solder cam here. Just show you how lonely solder cam is going to be. Because today there will be no need for solder cam in order to build this PCB. It's so beautiful too. Look at it. Let me just show you some more of it. Ugh. Lonely solder cam. I'm actually, I got a little, this thing moved under my desk. I'm just moving it back to my foot. You can't see it. You can see how beautiful this is. One of the things I wanted to point out was this chip down here. That chip, I don't know if you can see. You probably can't. But that is the Atmega 32U4, which is a fully programmable chip. That's pretty dope. Also, this is a USB-C, which is also super dope. And this has a standard 60% layout. Super, super dope. Okay, let's say what's up to everybody. Let's start out with Anchorbait and Atari Zero. Atari Zero, I think you just finished a stream. That's what you were saying. Apparently, you have your own Discord now, too. You should share that link with everybody who's here, which I see that you have. Also dope. Don't forget, keep posting your stream in the OneUp Keyboard Discord. That's why I checked. I made sure you weren't on. When I saw that you weren't on, I thought, oh, I'll do my own thing, you know. I didn't realize you were streaming as well. I didn't get a notification for that, so dang. Anyway, Ladinks is here. Anchorbait, Tim Brown, Carlos Zombies is up. Kevin Lamb is also in the house, but I saw there were some questions. What's the difference between this Hot Swap PCB and KBD Fan's new Hot Swap PCB? Well, I took a look at other PCBs on the market just before coming out with this one. And what I will tell you is that this one has a fully standard bottom row. That's to say that it's got 3 on the left, a 6.25U spacebar, and 4 on the right. That means it's fully standard, and that means all the keycap sets that you've ever bought would totally work with it. So that's the first thing that makes it different. Also, his board has 2 USBs on it, which means that it won't fit in many of the universal bases or work with many of the universal stuff. So that was obviously a choice that he made. His bottom row also is non-standard with a 7U spacebar, which means that you'll have to get special keycap sets in order to do that. Now, there are special keycap sets you can do that with. Totally not saying otherwise. But it means that you can't just get a default setup. So we thought we would release this because I think that every person who's joining the 60% community should start with a standard bottom row and a standard layout. It just makes life so much easier. So that's why we went after that. Some people, not only in the community, but also on this show, I'm looking at you, Anchorbait, are saying that we should do a south-facing, which is totally true. We could have oriented. Let me just show you guys here what exactly. Whoops, that's not the one. That's the one. What we could have done is we could have rotated these 180 degrees. Now, there's a couple of reasons why we didn't do that, and you'll see here the primary excuse for that reason is that would have interfered with the USB-C. But I believe that there is a method by which we can do it. Also, you'll notice that the LEDs are not push pin. So that obviously the non-push pin LEDs means that there's very little likelihood that somebody who would build this board as a removable one would add those at a later date. But I digress. There's a lot more than just that to be excited about with this board, but there you have it. A couple more people in the channel. I'm just going to say what's up. Here we have Borealis227. What's going on? Dennis Chua is also in the house. Carlos is here. What's going on, guys? What is going on, everybody? Oh, I'm still in action cam. I can cut out of that for a sec. What more can I tell you about this PCB? I don't know. I think probably the best thing to do is to start building it. Online, of course, we released this board on Friday to a very much hoopla. We sold an absolute ton of them since. But a couple of questions came up, and one of those questions was about the how these stabilizers work, how you build those, if you have to solder those. And you absolutely don't. This kit will involve no soldering. Again, I'm just going to show you my lonely... I don't know why it keeps going to that camera. I'm going to... Same camera. I'm going to go to this solder cam and just show you lonely old solder cam over here. No need to use solder cam today. We're staying exclusively solder free. But before we get to that, let me just do a couple quick things. One is to show you all the components that we're going to be using in today's build, which is dope. The other thing I just want to do quickly is just look through the questions, because I see there's some questions. And of course, it's difficult for me. Maybe I'll show you even with Action Cam. My screen is over there, and of course, your comments are coming in right here in real time. So it's difficult to both, you know, stay on mission, on whatever, and also answer all your questions. So give me just a couple seconds to give a quick look. Anchorbait is talking about using the kill socket sideways in order to introduce other layouts. That is a possibility for the future. Again, we're playing with some other things. We would love to do a south facing, and in order to do that, we'll have to do something just a little bit different. Cool. One other... 60% is the best layout, says Anchorbait. You are totally correct. I'd say any custom keyboard you would get better bang for your buck. If you like cookies. If you like, you would say to get better, you can get better bang for your buck if you don't use Cherry MX. Are you kidding me? You couldn't get Zelios. Okay, that's my opinion on that. Yeah. Thick, clicky switches like Kale. Yeah, we'll talk about those later. You guys are talking a ton, and I'm trying to keep up, but I totally can't. So here's what I need from you guys. One, please press like. Please press subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel and you haven't said hello before, please do say hello in the chat. I do try to read them all. But of course I can't, and the chat is happening far too fast for me to be able to keep up. So if you definitely want me to read out what you've said, don't forget that Super Chat is enabled. A Super Chat will enable the chat to remain in channel until I read it out, which I always promise to do, no matter how funny it is. We're at $10 towards our goal. We're still talking about what our goal should be. What do you guys, maybe I'll ask you guys, what do you guys think the next goal should be? Here's a couple of suggestions. One, we could do a Twitch rig. That could be another thing. A full-on Twitch rig, so I could simulcast on both YouTube and on Twitch at the same time. That would be dope. Also, we could do a 360 camera, so you guys could get a more complete view of everything that's going on. And just to give you an idea of how much has already gone into this, don't forget that this is the current overview of all things. We have a 4K selfie chat there. Of course, we have overhead over top. In the middle here, we have selfie cam. Down here is action cam. And the one camera that's totally going to be neglected today is solder cam, which is a 4K mounted solder iron. But of course, we're not going to use that at all. Because we're doing the solder-free board. This is a board that totally doesn't need to be soldered at all. So we can just dive right in. I just saw somebody in here. Tim Brown said, "Hi, Pete. I've never been in your live stream before." welcome. Okay. Couple things to talk about. One, we're in 4K. I see that most people are watching in 480p, which is embarrassing. Please crank that resolution so you can see all of the details of everything that we're doing. Can't stress that enough. Number two, this is weird because we're actually launching 2 new projects today. The PCB, talked about it, showed off the hot swaps. If you are arriving late, you should go back and see that. This PCB is dope. But also, we have this, which you may never have seen before because it hasn't existed until just now, which is the universal version of the LJD 61UP in silver carbon fiber. This is now on the website, even though it has no pictures, but just so you can see it nice up close and beautiful. This is the silver. It's also sometimes called white carbon fiber, even though it's definitely silver and not white. This, with the notch in the back, is the V2 version of it. It's a beautiful thing. This is going to turn into a skeleton board. It'll be put together just like that. And that'll go with the PCB. Okay, so there's the PCB. There's the LJD 61UP skeleton. Let's talk about some of the other stuff. Of course, we have clear stabilizers. I'll show you how to put those together and lubricate them so that you can have a beautiful, clear, stabilized. You're going to love it. We got some of the... Oh, these are Gon's feet. Beautiful silver Gon's feet. These are the more expensive of the feet. Totally worth it. And Gon's a dude. Love that. And then this. And then this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have wanted this for a super long time, and I just have not had an excuse to be able to pull it out. And finally today, excuse me. Excuse me. It almost took my breath away. You ready for this? I've wanted these for so long. This is the gray-blue Max Keys SA keycaps. Look at that beautiful standard bottom row. That with a little silver carbon fiber. What? Oh, I've wanted this for so long. I've never had a good reason to be able to take one of these sets. All of this stuff, of course, is in the About section below. Don't forget to check the About section for relevant links to everything you can see, blah, blah, blah. The Discord channel, 1UP keyboards you can find after the show, which is awesome, which is where I like to hang out with some people. What else is going on? Not much. Let's talk about how to build some stabilizers. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting yourself a custom keyboard that doesn't require any soldering, like this one, then what you're really going to need to do is start out, let's see if we can get these in focus here, is start out with the stabilizers. Now, these stabilizers are the clip-in type. We also have the screw-in type for those of you who like those sorts of things. What I like to do before I get started is I like to line them all up just like this. And just like this. The other thing that I like to do is to discuss the different names of these things. If you haven't seen one of my streams before, what do you know? All right. Okay. So first things first, we're going to grab this stuff, which is Krytox lube. This is a super huge tube of it. You totally don't need this much lube unless you build keyboards all the time like I do. This stuff is available. Actually, you can go to 1UP Keyboards and you can find the link to this, or you can go to the About section below and you'll see I also have a link to it. Basically, buy this stuff on Amazon. If you're going to lube switches, we have special switch lube that's at 1UP Keyboards. But if you're going to lube stabs, just this Krytalk stuff is good for it. All right. I'm just going to show you how to do this. So I've lined these up. I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but look, if you look at the housing, you can see that there's two ends to it. There's one end that has this kind of clip end to it. You can see I'm putting my fingernail into it. And you have the other end, which doesn't have anything on it. So it's that little clip end that all I'm going to do is I'm going to lubricate where the wire is going to go. So I'm just putting a little dab of lube in here. Just like that. Boom, and I'm done. That's it. There's nothing more to it, at least at the first stage, than that. So I'm just going to put one there, and I pick up the other side, and I'm going to lubricate that side, just like this. And look, just going to squeeze that right like that. Little double lube, you're done. All right, grabbing another one. Little double lube, that's all you need. Just going to clean that up a little bit. There you go, that's it. Nothing more exciting than that. Just getting these little guys here. There we go. All right. The famous meme stabs. These are the stabs that everybody loves. Because with a little bit of lube, they turn into the perfect everybody loves them stabilizers. A lot of people put some other junk at the bottom of their stabs. I strongly recommend that you don't do that, but hey, what do I know? Just making sure you guys can see this nice and tidy here. One of the beauties of having action cam so close is that you guys can see just in precise detail just exactly how this all goes together. And there we go. That's it. Nothing more than that to start. All right. Okay, then the other part, there it is. You can see this little slider that goes inside of it has two sides. It has what I like to call the hotel side, which has 2 stories to it, and the back side, which is just one big open back side. And what we're going to do is put the hotel side towards the lubricated slide. So we're just going to slide that up in there like that. Then we're going to take one of these little wires. We're going to put the wire in on the ground floor of the stabilizer, just like that, and on the ground floor, and then we're going to snap it down through the lube. Oh, possibly. Just like that. That's it. There you go. And now you've done it right when you can twist your little wire and watch this guy go up and down like this. That's it. So now that these solderless PCBs exist, this is really the only complicated part, really. And it's really not that complicated. All you need to do is just snap the wires in down through the lube and you're good. Cool. Just taking a little look up at the chat. What are you guys talking about? Oh, you guys are talking about lubing switches. Well, that will not be covered in today's stream. I'm just going to go ahead and keep building these. Again, down through the ground floor, and then clip the wire through the lube. Pick up the other side. Hotel side towards the front or the wire. Just like that. Pop it in on the ground floor. And then clip it in down through the loop. Again, you can check this in many different ways. One is by moving the wire and checking that those do it, or by pulling the little stem and making sure that both sides jump all the same. Cool, cool, cool. On to the next. Let's pick this up. And I'm just going to put the hotel side towards the front. In on the ground floor. Down through the lube. There you have it. The other side as well. Once you get good at this, actually, I mean, I know I'm going slow so you guys can see how it works, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward. You just need to make sure that the wire goes into a little housing and then snaps down through the lube. And it's pretty quick. Here, let me do one at regular speed, the way I would normally do it. Would it were that you guys weren't here watching, but even though you are. And look, if you make a mistake, it's not a problem. There's no permanence to any of this at all. There's snaps, and of course your PCB is going to come back apart with the switches coming out of it anyway. So as you can see here, perfect. And on to the last one. This is for the space bar. I'm just going to include that there. Okay, perfect. We've got it in. I'm going to show you the next layer of lubrication for these, which I highly recommend. And I'll do that as we grab the PCB. So just moving on to the next phase here. This is the PCB. You can tell the top from the bottom because the bottom, of course, has the electronics on it and also the USB connector. So you want to be on the other side of it. And what you want to do is, if you look at the stabilizer has a front and a back. The front is where the toe piece is, and the back is where the split heel is. Yeah, do you see that? There's the split heel. Oh, you can see the split heel of the back. And all you're going to do is put the toe, that's that piece. Yeah, you're just going to put the toe in the big hole. You put your toe in the big hole and your heel in the little toe. In the little hole. So on this one, it's oriented in this direction. And that did not go in perfectly. So I'm just going to pop it back out. Pop it up, line it back up, pop it back down. That time it did go in perfectly. Okay. Let me just show you here. There's no gap under the board between the stabilizer. Do you see that? Right there, there's no space underneath. That's how you know you got it in the right way. And that's how I knew that I had it wrong at first, because there's a big gap up at the front. All right, I'm going to put this one down. This one's it's pretty close, but I'm not quite happy with it. Again, like the other side, you wouldn't quite have noticed. It'd be difficult for the camera to pick up just the error that had occurred there. There you go. Now you can see. Now you can see that's nice and flush along the bottom there. All right. Guys, don't forget, now that you've been here a couple minutes, please do press like, and please do, if you haven't already, press subscribe. I'm just going to keep going around here. Okay, here's the board. Look, here's the holes. Those two and those two. Those two and those two around the switch. You can see the toe goes in the big hole, the heel goes in the little hole. So that's what I'm going to do. Just line it up. Push the toe in first, and then clip the heel down the back. There, just like that. Same thing here. You can see they've got those two little ledges for your thumbnails. Perfect, just like that. That is all there is to it. Let's just keep going doing the next one. Okay, the next one, the toe. And then the heel. Toe. Heel. Just like that. That's all there is to it. toe in the big hole, and the heel in the little hole. Cool, cool, cool. That's it. There you have it. How far into the stream are we? How far into the stream are we? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 5:25 p.m.
5:25. Okay. Forget that I was screwing around for a little bit at the start, saying hello and talking to you guys through everything. 20 minutes in, we'll say. 20 minutes in, and I've got the basis of the board here. Now with the stabilizers on it, there really is not much else to do here. All we're going to do now is start to line this up and start popping these beautiful, beautiful Zelio switches right into this thing through the plate. So I'm just going to line my plate up just like that. You know that you've got your plate lined up in the right direction. A couple different ways. One, the stabilizers are on the right-hand side. So you'll see backspace, enter, and shift. And all you're going to do, let's just start with the top left here. These are, look, you just push it right in. And then pull the board up to meet it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Look, I've just pushed it in. I'm done. There is nothing else here. Did I hear rattle? You would hear rattle because I haven't finished lubricating the stabilizers. I'll do that shortly. Actually, do you want me to do it now? Should I do it first? I can do it first. This will only take a second. Honestly, it really is nothing. Watch this. This is how you do the next level. This is how you do next level lubricating of these things. Here, watch. What you do, you just take your lube and you inject it into the back of the stabilizer. Just like this. That's it. Once you got a little dub in there, it's done. It won't rattle anymore. Let me do these ones over here. That's what lube is for, is to stop the looseness and friction between two things rubbing together. That's what lube is for. That's exactly what it does. You think about cartilage in your knee. It's to stop your bones from rubbing together. Lube in this situation is really just that. It's to stop the plastic and the metal rubbing together. Ain't no thing. Now, there's one more way you can completely silence these. That one additional way is by lubricating the sides, but I'm not gonna lubricate the sides. But what I am gonna do is I'm just gonna shake the board now. That little rattle that you can hear that's left, it's right by my microphone. That little rattle that you can hear that's left, all that you need to do is lubricate the sides of these switches. I'm not going to bother because, honestly, the keycap is going to hold it in place, but that's what it is. Somebody just asked, aren't you supposed to put something at the bottom? No, I don't put anything at the bottom. That dampening that people put at the bottom, I mean, it would make sense if you wanted a silent switch, but it also changes the amount of travel that you get out of these stabilizers, and it collects dust and other things at the bottom, and it can ruin how flat and flush your stabilizers sit. So I say don't. The Ski with Pete advice on stabilizers is don't put anything at the bottom. You don't want anything at the bottom. And like I say, if you want to remove that last little bit of this way wiggle noise out of it, all you have to do is lubricate those sides. And again, I mean, to do it, it's not that tough. All you do is take a paintbrush put some lube on it, and then just rub those sides. That'll absolutely eliminate all of the noise that any stab makes. But again, once you have keycaps on here, it'll stop doing that anyways. Cool. Okay, let me get back to building this board. One of the tools that I strongly recommend for anybody who's out there thinking about making this as their first board, I would say get this tool. This is a switch puller. This just makes life so much easier. These switches have little clips on them. Let me just show you here. They have little clips. There's one. Can you see it? Those little clips are there specifically to grab onto the. There's another one there. This one stayed stuck in. Actually, I'm gonna have to open that switch a little to get it out. But those little tabs are actually there to securely grab the board. You can just see it under there. That's it. They help grab the plate so that your switch stays perfectly in place. So again, let's go back and just do this again. Pretend that I hadn't just lubricated the backs of those, even though you totally can, and a lot of people would surely recommend that you do. I'm just going to go back to Action Cam actually. Look, all you have to do, you take the pins at the back, because the pins are at the bottom here. And look, I'm just going to push this straight down onto the board, and then I'm going to pick up the plate and pull it up to match the switch. That's it. I mean, genuinely nothing more than that. Look, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to push this down, and as I push it down, I'm going to pull there you go. Just pull the board up to meet it, make sure it clicks in, and you're done. And I'm just going to keep going all the way across here. Cool. All right. Now that I'm just doing this on switches, what are we talking about in the stream? I've only seen a couple things about the stabilizers. Hey, if you prefer cherry stabilizers because you think that they're better, we sell those too at One Up Keyboards. Waifu Trump is in the house. What's going on? To everybody who's in the channel, whose first time it is, please remember to say hello. Of course, please do press like and press subscribe. Tim Brown, I'm just reading your comment about it being useful. That's awesome, man. You're more of an ortho guy. Totally understand. Lots of people are. Personally, I am a 60% guy. If there was only one keyboard left in the world, it would be a 60%. I love a TKL. I love a JD40. Not so much a fan of the full size. Struggle with the ortho, and with me the 60s, they have to be standard, not just standard bottom row, but standard 0 as well. I really can't handle the ones that aren't. I can see here that some of these I haven't quite grabbed. There we go. Just going to put the selfie cam back on so you can watch me with intensity as I push all of these puppies in. Anyone from Europe who bought anything from one of the keyboards, I'd like to know shipping time and shipping costs. Of course, shipping costs will be figured out in the cart. What you have to do, put stuff in the cart, tell it where you live, and then that'll sort that out. Shipping times can actually vary, but most of it has to do with customs agents, not with anything else. So you should find out what the customs times are like in your particular country, as that will give you the most accurate read of how long it'll take. Grimmett16 says, do they sell DIY kits on OneUp? That is basically all that OneUp Keyboards is. Also, I'm the owner of OneUp Keyboards, and so that's why I talk about it so much, and that's why I'm showing you all this latest stuff that I've got it in my hot little hands before anybody else. These things went on sale on Friday. Actually, the silver carbon fiber board that I'm assembling now actually just went on the site live about 20 minutes before this stream went up. So that is a brand new product. So there's that. And like I say, I'm going to put this together with the gray blue, which I think is pretty exciting. Stock says, what is the price tag on this particular setup, Mr. Pete? I don't actually know the answer. What I can tell you is that the PCB is $45 or it's $40 when bought in a kit. These Zelios 67-gram switches are just about $1 a piece. And there are 65 of them in this pack. And I think the 2 carbon fiber plates run around 100 and something bucks, 140, 150 bucks. Zombie says, does a keyboard being hot swappable have any downsides? I don't think so. Let me think about it. Does it have any downsides? Here's a potential downside. 5 years into the future. 5 years into the future, these the little connectors have slightly corroded, and one of the switches doesn't work. What you'd have to do is pull the switch out, pop it back in, and that will give it enough surface area for you to be able to redo that connection. If, however, you had bought a soldered and soldered it in with rosin, the possibility of any corrosion getting inside of that contact point would be nil. But of course, that slight disadvantage is counterpointed by the fact that you simply can remove any switch that's broken without any soldering or any delay. So that's great. And also you can remove a switch in order to tune it. If you want to do any modifications to any of your switches, or you think, I spent all this money on this super dope keyboard, and it turns out I don't actually like this switch, as it seems that a couple of people in the channel were saying earlier that they discovered about some other switch. That is also the beauty. Really, all that it takes is like 20 minutes to change over all these switches, and you're good to go. One of the advantages to this board over some off-the-shelf PCBs that you might find, say, in a PC gaming... What's that one called? There's a couple of keyboards that have hot swappable... I'm looking over at Steph to help me. Glorious PC Gaming Race. They have one for sure, but unfortunately that doesn't deal with all MX style switches. It only deals with thin-legged switches, which is basically your Utemus. Not that there's anything wrong with an Utemu, but if you want to broaden your range out to Cherry MX and of course to Gateron, you'll need something that can deal with those, and this PCB is one of them. Grimmett16 is asking about self-solder. We have pre-soldered boards that have everything except switches. We also have solder-less boards like the one I'm putting together today. What's up, JB1830's in the house? I was kind of hoping JB1830 would be in this house, but maybe we'll wait until later for that to happen. Stocks, what's that? Remember, you can only take them in and out 100 times until the socket dies. Yeah, that's what they're rated to. I tested that already by popping in and out a switch as many times as I could do, and I didn't experience any problems. The only thing that occasionally happens is you have to push these plastic pieces back down. But when you build it, of course you build it flat, so you don't have to worry about that at all. And this board is beautifully made so that the legs of the Gaterons don't upset it in any way, shape, or form. So that is also awesome. It means that you don't have to spend half an hour like pushing as hard as you can to get these things in the right place. They just kind of slot right in. Super dope. And that's it. Shit, I built a Zelios based board in, what time is it? In less than 40 minutes with double lubricated stabs. That's it. I'm basically done. Is there a way to program your keyboard to create media macros, like increasing, decreasing your volume? Yes. Go on to the... Sorry, I was a little out of focus. I didn't realize. Go onto the web page right now, and you can see that there are instructions on how to upload the JSON onto KB firmware. Once you do that, you can start to program. You don't even need the board to do that. You can start doing that right now. And then, of course, there's QMK, which is coming soon. You can use KB firmware in order to pull down the instruction set for how to do that, and you can do that super easily, and then you can start to program it in QMK as well. Yes, all of the advanced functions, including macros for media keys, are available. Guys, look, that's it. Like it's ready to go here. All I have to do is put the legs on, put the stickers on, and I'm good to go. You know what, Steph? I forgot the legs, the standoffs. Can you grab them for me? They're right in there.
In the box, or did you put them in the bag?
What? They're in the box. They're in one of the little cups. But you know what I might do? I might just... Thank you. Also, can I grab the USB cable off of the table?
Which one?
The USB-C. Stocks says it's 2018. Caps locks is some serious bullshit, and I completely agree. I use caps lock as my function key in order to enable WASD. That's what it's there for. If you really want to enable caps lock, I do function plus caps lock. That'll turn the caps lock on. But otherwise... Oh, sweet! Do you guys know what this is? This is Steph made her very own USB-C cable. What? You can't buy these right now on our website, but what you can do is buy, a regular micro, and then send us an email and say...
There's just no case.
And say, hey, I'd like one of those caseless USB-Cs.
Caseless, there's no cover.
There's no cover on it, but hey, you know what's what. Okay, let me just check this board. Oh, this cable's too...
I want to do 3 foot.
It's too short, dude. It's way too short. Okay, let me switch into the other one.
Oh, but the purple matches your purple Zelios.
Purple, purple? What? Okay.
That's
Go.
not any much longer.
You're right, it isn't any longer. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to test it off screen. That's fine. I need to test it down. Oh, wait. Is this a USB-C?
No.
No, it's a micro. Keyboard tester. Launch the tester. Where is my tester? Tester cam. Are you guys with me on tester cam here? Okay, it's a little bit weird, especially because I just had to press a couple keys. But just going across here and showing you that we got a fully working keyboard and there was no soldering or anything. I'm sorry. I'm just smashing down here as we go. Every time I do that, the Windows thing goes. Yeah, and that Windows one went, and then that's control over there. This one is function. Of course, it won't work now, but it will work as we go. Sweet. So again, I just wanted to show off that we do have a fully working keyboard already at this point. Nothing further is needed. That was super easy to get together and get ready. Now what I'm going to do is start to put the rest of the case together so you guys can see how that goes. And there we go. Cool. Just gonna put this together. So all I gotta do here is just screw these little legs onto my LJD61 up. Of course, this is just one of the available options when you're gonna be building yourself. Cool. Almost there, guys. It won't take long now. right. Just taking a look at the statistics on the old channel. Don't forget, today we are streaming in full 4K. We have 35 viewers in the house right now. If you haven't already, please press like. If you're new to the channel, please press subscribe. There's no giveaway this week, but there will be next week. Got a couple of cool prizes to give away on the next upcoming stream, so don't forget to check back for that. And then in the About section, you can find links to everything on today's stream, including all the tools that I use. This screwdriver set, which is awesome. These keycap, or sorry, not keycap, but switch pullers. That's awesome too. I don't think no super chats today, huh? No super chats indeed. It just means nothing to read out just now. All right, taking a look at the back. This back is going to go this way, so this is actually the bottom of it. So let's start getting these gone legs together. With gone legs, you have to. They come without these little nubs in them, so you got to put those on. Of course, it comes with 2 spare little nubs, which is great. Oh. In case you mess up like I just did, you can. There we go. All right, nice tight in the middle, just like that. Chocan's in the house. What's going on, Chocan? Hey man, big fan of your channel, Chocan. I was just watching something you did the other day. What the heck was that? Big fan. Big fan. You got a cool YouTube channel. Steph, what were we watching at Chocan's the other day? Can't recall. You guys should go check out his channel, though. It's dope. This is a super chat from Atari Zero. All right, Atari. Let me do what I got to do here. All right, just putting that leg on. Let's jump over to this. Over here, under this, it's $10. It's written $10. That number's about to change. We're up to $30, guys. I think we're 1/10 of the way. But wait, did we ever decide what we wanted? What did we want to do? What? It says, this is a super chat. The question is, what do we want to do with the money? And I'm seriously, I ask you guys, would you rather a 360 camera setup for YouTube so you can look around my space and see what's going on? Or would you rather a Twitch setup so that I'm also able to Twitch at the same time? What would you guys rather? You let me know. Or if you're watching this after the fact, let me know in the comment section below. I'm very interested to hear. Grooving on. Oh, I should put the sticker on now. Now's a good time. Now is a good time. I say now's a good time. What I do with the sticker. There it is. the decal. And there it is. Forgive me, I've got to put my head directly over. Cool. Dave P says I'm never here, but Twitch definitely Twitch. Okay, well, if you're never here, but you'd rather me be on Twitch, so yeah, Twitch setup it is. Okay. Atari Zero also says a Twitch setup. All right, I'm getting the idea here, guys. Well, it wouldn't be exactly the same stream. It would be, I would set up other cameras for it because Twitch doesn't take 4K, so I need like a whole other 1080 setup for Twitch. So it would actually be its own unique stream, even though I would be doing the same activities in both places. Just going to check how close we are here. What's our tolerance like? Yeah, pretty cool indeed. I'm just experimenting for my own sake, just for one hot second here, just so I can see something. Maybe half a mil. You guys are talking phones. Can I just throw in here? Can I just throw in that I've got the Xiaomi Mi Mix, and it is dope. The Mi Mix is awesome. People who've just bought OnePluses, and my wife is one of those people. People who've just bought OnePluses see my, like when I flex my Xiaomi Mi Mix, not even the Mi Mix 2, the old Mi Mix. When I flex it like out in public, I show salespeople. I was down at, where was I? At Staples, and I pulled one out. And people were like, whoa, bezel-less phone. Xiaomi Mi Mix. You heard it here first.
I like mine
JB, do you need to bring any camera stuff this week? I would, dude. If I were you, I would just bring, because Christian is there, and Christian's got this super awesome camera, but it's a Canon. So you should totally bring yours just to flex and just show that you know what's what. You know what I'm saying? The other thing that I could do, Cord Lockwood throws down $5 Canadian. I say a Twitch setup. Love the videos, man. Awesome. Welcome, Jord. I don't think I've seen you around before. Jord, have I? Thanks, man. $5 Canadian. $5 Canadian pesos. What is $5 Canadian pesos worth these days? Like 35, 40 cents? I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding because I'm a Canadian. I'm a Senators fan, just in case you were wondering. And also, I love the Senators. $5 Canadian, I'm going to say at 72 cents. No, 76 cents, which was the most recent exchange rate when I was there last week. I'm going to put in a $3 fitty. How about that? All I need to do is find out where I put that pen. Where did I put that pen? There it is. $3.83, says Stephanie from the other room. That would bring our total to 3,383. 3383, and it says, I say Twitch setup, smiley thing, love the videos, man, which is awesome. Thank you so much. And if you're Canadian and watching this and surprised about the jokes I made about the exchange rate, welcome to the channel. Oh, you know what, Steph? All that, you didn't give me any of the regular bump-ons.
You don't have any there?
No, for this end.
You don't have it.
No. Maybe I do. Hold on. No. No. Oh, yeah, I do. Look at this. Look at that. Boom. Yeah, got some right here. I do a lot of prototyping at this desk. I want to flex too, says JB. $10 American. I want to flex too. JB, welcome to the live stream. Can you recommend the Mi Mix 2? I asked to review the Mi Mix 2. They haven't sent it to me yet. Zombies says, what are the differences between the normal LJD 61 up and the V2? There's a couple different changes. The V2 has a universal top plate as opposed to a hand wire top plate. And it also has this notch on the back so that... What's that? Oh, it also has 2 holes for the feet, so you can do either the inexpensive aluminum feet or the Gone feet. They both work. But I got to add on JB's number here. JB puts the number up to 4383. Guys, I don't know, man. This Twitch thing could happen sooner than you think. All right, then, boom. Okay. Flipping this over to the other side. There we go. Chuck that in the bin. Chuck that. Doesn't need to go in the bin. This, though, surely does. Yeah, that'll go over there. This, and then it's time for me to put on some keycaps. Again, these keycaps, I've been looking forward to these for a long time. Thank you again, JB, for the super chat, and to the 2 other super chatters so far. I really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you. I'm so looking forward to this. Getting the first one out is always tough. Turns out getting the second one out is also tough. Maybe I should put it over this side. Easier. currently at 40 viewers. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. If you are new here, please do say what's up in the live stream, because we want to know that you're new. We want to know that you're here and that you're having a good time and that you're cool to say what's up. A lot of the mods here are community members. They've been around for a while. They've been hanging out, so they're good for advice. And they know what's what. This gray blue also features, by the way, fixed legends, which makes it even more awesome. Zombies, and the V2 LJD61 up comes in silver carbon fiber. It also comes in black carbon fiber, but we're currently out of stock. We're probably four weeks away from getting it restocked, but yeah, it shouldn't be too long. Also, it might change names. I just want you to know it might change names. It might just become known as our 60% skeleton, just because we've had some feedback that our naming convention is insane, and because we've just released the 1UP RGB 60 PCB HSE, which is how this thing was built, the hot swap edition. I know that the naming convention that we have for a lot of things is pretty crazy. It's pretty gnarly, so we're also looking at simplifying that. One of the things I'll tell you for sure about 1UP keyboards is that we don't do group buys. Everything that you see is in stock and ships now. I say now, we're humans, and this is run out of our apartment. It's actually not an apartment anymore. Kevin Lamb says, hey Pete, how would you compare carbon fiber to other materials like brass, aluminum, steel, acrylic, etc.? So we stopped making the aluminum version of the LJD61 up because aluminum is a very soft metal. And because it's a soft metal, it means that it can't do well to retain its shape, which is a shame. So if you push too hard, you could deform it. Steel is very hard and very strong, but it also is very heavy. The main difference between carbon fiber and steel, not only is in the flex of it, but is in the sound of it. They're both very strong materials, and this, make no mistake, is a very strong material. It doesn't flex much. In fact, I'd like to do this just to show you that it doesn't flex as much as you probably think that it does. But I just mean on key press, when it does flex, it cushions the blow a little bit. So while I would say that steel might be better for a clicky, if you wanted that hard snap, I would say that carbon fiber would be better for the sound of it. The carbon fiber adds a deeper sound to the other side of it. One of the best ways actually to test, this is one of the things I do all the time. If you wanted to check out what a keyboard is going to sound like, flip it over and tap on the back. That noise that you hear is a lot like what the keyboard's going to sound like. You see it's got that deep, echoey, sort of throaty noise. That's how you can tell what a keyboard's going to sound like without anything else. And you'll see at a lot of meetups, dudes will, they'll go over to push on some keys and like they'll feel the board and feel it flex, and then they'll pick it up and hold it up to their ear and just give a little knock so they can tell what exactly it's going to sound like on the other side. So if you see that happen in a meetup, you know that that person knows what they're talking about. Just a couple more to do here. All right. Control, Win, Alt. I think this one might be a little loose. I might tighten that up in a minute. I always do reverse spacebar, but of course in SA there is no such thing as a reverse spacebar because the spacebar looks the same on both sides. I had a brainwave level 1 text do a live stream, but they just when they have a split on a PC and sent out to both YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, they have it on. Yeah, I can't, even though I have a 1080 Ti, I can't actually simultaneously cast on 2 different channels. My computer can't handle it. So totally hear you. Jay Hall says, huge fan of 1UP Keyboards. Amazing shipping department. Thanks, dude. That's awesome. Kevin Lim says, what's your favorite keycap profile? To be honest, probably Cherry or DCS. But I do love the occasional SA. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, Pete, you forgot something here. You've forgotten something. And like, yeah, I've forgotten something. There's something that's missing from here. And I just want to show you guys that inside of this, not only could I have gone with the tilde, which is there, not only could I have gone with the escape, but on the row underneath, there's also other row 1 things that would be awesome in there. There's a cherry, there's a flower, there's another new modern cherry logo. Those come in these sets, which is great, and they're awesome. That's the other row underneath the original row. A lot of people, by the way, it's totally cool. A lot of people do that. They come to the shows, they see the 1 row, and they're like, yeah, but I have a numpad. What do I do? The numpad stuff is on the layer underneath. Don't worry, you're covered. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put. You saw all the cool keycaps in there. You saw that there's a cherry and a flower. You saw those. And another one in there, the right profile. But I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use them. I got something else. You guys ready for this? This is coming out on Friday.
Both of them.
This is the brand new SA profile. And of course, we also have a DCS one because I admitted that I do love a DCS. We also have a DCS version of it.
Here.
I got them. I got them both.
Yeah.
Zombie says, what keycaps are these and are they available on the website? Yes, this is Max Keys, gray blue. They are on oneupkeyboards.com right now. Guys, this keyboard I've put together without soldering in under 90 minutes. While chatting with you guys and hanging out. Oh, she's a beauty. She's a beauty. All right. Shall I zoom in overhead here? Let's zoom in. Can you see that? Just had to reach up to zoom in then. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Taking it off the selfie. Yeah, these keycaps, by the way, are made by Signature. This keycap, the 1UP keycap, is made by Signature Plastics here in the USA. Look at the beauty that is. Just going to flip it over for a quick hot second here. I'm just going to tear off. Beautiful. postmodern you see inside of there. Look at that. How beautiful does that look? Zombies, they are ABS keycaps, but these ABS keycaps are super thick. Let me show you inside of one. Look at that. Let me show you here over on Action Cam. Look how thick and beautiful that is. They're not thin little. These are big, thick beauties. All right. Ready for a little typing test? Here we go. Zelio 67 gram. Max Keys SA profile. Thick ABS keycaps on the 1UP RGB PCB. On the LJD 61UP. Silver carbon fiber, just released. That's a beautiful machine. That's not rattle, dude. Look, I'm shaking it. That's not rattle. What you're hearing, that high noise, that's not rattle. Rattle is when it goes. That's not rattle. You might not be familiar with that high noise. Cool. Well, thanks very much for tuning in today, guys. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. There's a ton more content coming out from this channel that'll be available soon. Don't forget to check in the About section below for links to this and everything else you can see on screen. Thanks for watching in 4K. Thank you especially to my 3 super chatters. You guys are awesome. We got a super chat today from Atari Zero, from Jord Lockwood, and from JB1830. What are you saying, Anchorbait? We can see here. Oh, is there enough light getting in there? You can see it. See it moving around in there. Oh, this one's a little lower down than that one is. So this is silver carbon fiber. Yeah, this is silver carbon fiber. Thanks again for tuning in today, guys. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. Come check back again soon. Oh, don't forget I got that PC I'm going to put together in about a week's time. And lots of other cool stuff. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you guys back again very soon indeed. Oh, and don't forget to go to the Discord. I'll catch you guys over on the Discord very shortly. So go check that out for sure. That's it from me for today. You guys take care, and we'll see you back again just as soon as humanly possible. Take care, guys.